Welcome to the Kemp Technical Professional Training Course. This course will guide novice and new users to Kemp through a series of 4 short modules to give you a better basic understanding of the features and functions of Kemp's world-class load balancing solutions. The course contains 4 short modules, which will serve as the basis to complete a certification exam once all 4 modules are completed. This basic course gives great insight into Kemp's use cases, basic configuration, best practices, and high availability, as well as looking at the Kemp 360 application fabric offering. In this section, we will cover some of the concepts of load balancing and show why Kemp is a brand recognized for its fully functional, feature-rich solution. In Module 1, we will cover the following topics: load balancing concepts, features of load balancing, and sizing and qualification. The fundamental basic role of a load balancer is to provide several functions in order to successfully publish applications to the user base, both internally and externally. The reverse proxy function allows applications to be made available to clients accessing multiple servers for the same application pools. Health checks and distribution algorithms fundamentally steer users requiring such services to performing servers utilizing server load balancing methods. In the event of any issue, users are redirected to alternative servers or, in some cases, alternative sites via global server load balancing, providing redundancy and resiliency for the server architecture across any estate. Health checks are performed across the application servers and associated sites to ensure that the user is sent to an available site for the requested service. Let's look a little deeper at the load balancing algorithms and methods supported. These features are used to manage server access and availability. Access is managed using load balancing methods or algorithms. Availability is managed using health checks to determine the status of each server and which servers are available to handle client connections. The load balancing methods are varied and can subsequently use even distribution methods such as round robin, which distributes traffic evenly across available servers. In the event that a specific steering is required, various algorithms can be selected to distribute traffic in specified ways across the servers. Weighted methods provide the ability to prioritize which server connections are sent to and the pattern in which they are sent. For detailed information about the algorithms available, please view the feature description on our website at www.kemp.ax/docs. Looking into a basic configuration, let's discuss what the deeper role of a load balancer actually is. It's a device that takes incoming traffic and distributes it across a number of application servers for optimum application performance. Let's review what a load balancer does at a very high level. Secure. Load balancers can add another level of security as an augmentation to the firewall. Authenticate, providing pre-authentication and authorization for gaining access to published applications. Persist. This feature stores information that's needed to ensure that broken sessions and returning clients are connected to the correct backend server instance, allowing them to continue their previous session. Health check. The load balancer monitors the health of the application servers and reroutes around those that are not available to ensure good user experience. Load balance. A load balancer takes application requests from users and distributes those requests across the servers that are available or best suited to respond. As a quick history lesson in load balancing, the term ADC was penned a while back now. Application Delivery Controllers was used to term a feature-rich load balancer which had additional features primarily security-focused. These features, such as WAF or Web Application Firewall, pre-authentication for access to secured services, and other needs such as publishing and reverse proxy features, are common to all load balancers. The terminology in the market has pretty much reverted as of late back to load balancing, as the market is now classed as a mature market in excess of 20 years old, and most vendors in this space have readopted the load balancing terminology. Most use cases requiring an ADC actually require a load balancer, so don't look perplexed when both terms may be used. It's pretty much the same thing as of late. When it comes to the real value within Kemp, it's safe to say that there are many opportunities to position Kemp as the right solution for load balancing. If you're looking to become a partner or indeed a consumer, then Kemp is perfectly placed to provide a world-class solution for your needs. Here are a few examples as to why Kemp is leading the race. Simple. Kemp boasts a feature-rich offering which is simple to acquire, deploy, and manage. Predefined free-to-use templates make the initial configuration and deployment a breeze, along with an intuitive web user interface which allows administrators to easily configure advanced configuration for all load balancing needs. Flexible. When it comes to licensing options, Kemp has the most flexible offering available on the market, ranging from BYOL, subscription, hourly, monthly, and yearly offerings, perpetual for hardware and software, metered and pooled license offerings. You will find it hard to match the flexibility in the market given the range of solutions available. Kemp really has thought about its consumer profile when it comes to offering such a flexible model. Value. Unmatched value and cost savings. When it comes to the competitors in this space, brands such as F5 and Citrix have a significantly higher cost of acquiring and owning the technology. As a load balancer of choice, which is fast becoming the enterprise standard, Kemp can really compete both at the functional layer as well as at the TCO level. Finally, when it comes to the after sales approach at Kemp, we pride ourselves in going the extra mile. Our support team is on hand to assist you every step of the way, ensuring that you get the best value as well as the best experience when it comes to solving problems. All of our engineers are highly skilled and possess strong competencies when it comes to applications and load balancing. You will find it hard to obtain a better level of support across the industry. Our customers provide feedback regularly, and we can honestly say the results don't lie. Kemp provides invisible technology with a visible impact, making it easy for our customers to power an always on application experience. In summary, Kemp provides various platforms to consume the LoadMaster solution, which is Kemp's product naming convention for the load balancer. Virtual, BYOL, subscription, metered pooled licenses for all mainstream hypervisors in various sizes. Cloud load balancers enable customers to move to hybrid or cloud solutions for public and private cloud. Hardware, purpose-built proprietary hardware offering speeds from 1 gigabit per second up to 42 gigabit per second of throughput and features. Kemp powers an always-on application experience on any application environment, whether it would be delivered on premises, in a public or private cloud, or in a multi-cloud environment. Kemp offers the most flexible options such as virtual load balancers that run on common hypervisors and are optimized for virtual environments. Cloud load balancers are optimally sized and priced for public and multi-cloud environments, including AWS and Azure for public and private cloud requirements. Hardware load balancers offer the scalability, feature depth, and scrutiny required to enable a resilient delivery of a wide range of application workloads for organizations of all sizes. In this section, we will look at some of the basic features of the load balancer. In general, there are many tasks undertaken within the load balancing framework. The core tasks depicted in the next few slides concentrate on the ability to distribute client requests to backend servers and using intelligent load balancing methods to distribute traffic based on the layers 3, 4, and 7 of the OSI model. Load balancing can in most cases be quite a simple proposition, using basic functionality to distribute client requests across two or more servers, and in some cases to two or more sites using Layer 3 DNS load balancing. Layer 4 load balancing is pretty basic considering features, but still opens the ability to balance client requests for the simplest of use cases. Additionally, Layer 7 load balancing can be configured to leverage features such as web application firewall, content switching, single sign-on, and intrusion prevention and detection. In the majority of use cases, Layer 7 load balancing is usually the most favored option and allows additional features to be used to enhance security posture, eliminate downtime by using the best health checks possible, while giving IT administrators the flexibility and visibility of their applications here across the estate. Layer 4 load balancing is typically performed at the transport layer for TCP and UDP based applications. There is usually little to no visibility of the traffic, especially when encrypted, and all health checks are performed at the basic level. Traffic Traffic passing through the load balancer is deemed as transparent in the sense that no handling of the traffic, such as SSL offload, is performed, and there is ultimately minimal impact resource wise on the load balancer. The source IP address of the client is maintained and therefore visible to the real server. The real server must use the Kemp load master as its default gateway, except in direct server return configurations. Layer 4 load balancing is usually implemented for simple load balancing tasks with basic health checks on a per virtual service basis. In the example shown for a layer 4 load balancing solution, in this case for Exchange, there are various URLs used for each of those services as well as multiple components within the application. In the event that layer 4 load balancing is used, only one health check is available for the whole of this service. The drawback to this is that the dependency on the health check could render the whole service as down if the service health check fails. Alternatively, if one of the components of Exchange fails, the health check will not detect the failure. For example, in the event that the health check is configured for OA and ECP is down, the user could be sent to a server to access a service that is effectively unavailable. It is therefore recommended that for complex applications where there are individual components of an application like Exchange, that layer 7 virtual services are created. Note, no SSL offloading is performed, therefore no additional features such as content switching can be used. When using layer 7 load balancing, the application and associated configuration within the load balancer opens up various opportunities to enhance the effectiveness of the load balancing requirement. L7 load balancing is usually required for more complex use cases where additional investigation and manipulation may be required. Layer 7 load balancing is used where traffic may need to be investigated, such as the use of SSL termination or offloading and re-encryption. This allows the ability to inspect HTTPS traffic at layer 7 and to use additional tooling such as content switching, IDS, IPS, and web application firewall features. Complex health checks may be needed to complement the application structure, especially in two-tier applications, so dependencies can be used on multiple applications, and the defined health checks determine the individual status as well as the overall state of these application components. Multiple health checks can be configured for layer 7, which will ensure that a service being published is always checked for the best available health check possible, even down to the URL it is presenting. Additional features such as content switching, ESP, and WAF can be performed on decrypted HTTPS or HTTP services. In turn, this allows the security posture to be complemented for services published via the load balancer. The Edge Security Pack provides pre-authentication and security features to complement the security posture for applications being published via the load balancer. So in the case of complex applications and security requirements, layer 7 load balancing, along with the prevalence of the associated features, will enhance the experience for admins and users alike. In the event that layer 7 load balancing is used, multiple health checks are individually available for the whole of this service. The benefit to note is that the dependency on the health checks would not render the whole services down if only one of the service health checks fail. Respectively, if one of the components of Exchange fails on a single server and the health check detects this, the user would be sent to a server that is available to serve client requests for that component. It is therefore recommended that for complex applications where there are individual components of an application, like Exchange, that layer 7 virtual services are created. Note, SSL offloading is performed in this step, so additional features such as content switching can be used. The top level service shown in this example is a layer 7 service, using sub-virtual services for each underlying component of Exchange, utilizing content switching to direct connections to each respective sub-virtual service. Each sub-virtual service is configured with a unique health check configured to ensure the availability of each Exchange component. So now you have seen why load balancing is recommended for these applications, which serves as a roundup for the four key areas as to why load balancing needs to feature in today's networks. There were four major talking points covered in this deck, but just to recap, here are some of the top level considerations. High availability, which provides automatic fault detection of real servers, as well as site availability when using geo load balancing. Scalability, which provides the ability to add resources and to increase capacity on demand as a solution scales. Simplicity, and the ability to manage a load balance service without the need to adjust DNS entries or to monitor services independently. And lastly, disaster recovery, which provides geographic availability for active or active passive scenarios in a multi site application environment. These are all key areas of interest when considering load balancing and application availability. In this section, we will look at general sizing principles and techniques to determine which load balancer should be selected for use. This sizing should be used as guidance to select the right product set. As part of your partnership with Kemp, there are several ways in which your sales and engineering teams can obtain support for any opportunities needing Kemp's assistance. Keep these key steps in mind. In terms of qualification, if there are mission critical applications in the enterprise, then there is likely a need for Kemp load balancers. In the discovery phase, there needs to be an understanding of the size and scope of the project. Some of the questions to consider are: how many load balancers are required? What bandwidth do the applications require? How many users will be accessing the system concurrently? And is this a multi site operation? The answers to these questions will provide indication as to how many load balancers are needed and of what size. By using the sizing guide, as well as working with Kemp's pre-sales team, firm guidance can be offered so that the right solution can be positioned for the customer. Considering the propose phase, by fully understanding the scope of the deployment, we can determine which platform is preferred and what the customer growth expectations are. If the requirements assume an increase in growth, consideration for scalability should be included in the discussion. Pre-sales engineering would be able to factor in these requirements and suggest the correct solution which would provide the customer with the flexibility to scale as needed. Kemp sales, engineering, and professional services are all resources to help you size, quote, and close your sale. Additional resources in the forms of POCs, demonstrations, and free trials can also be requested. Please contact your local representative or sales@kemp.ax for more details. Here you can see a quick snapshot of all the differing statistical details regarding the hardware platform. Note that the functionality, throughput, and SSL capabilities all ramp up as you escalate up the range of LoadMaster appliances. These are typically the maximum performance limits. SSL, TPS, and throughput are typically hard set limits on the appliances. Sizing is very important as these values cannot be field upgraded with license unlocking, as the maximum limits are shown within the hardware range of offerings. In this slide, you can see a quick snapshot of all the differing statistical details regarding the software platform. Note that the functionality, throughput, and SSL capabilities all ramp up as you escalate up the range of virtual appliances. These are typically the maximum performance limits, and the SSL, TPS, and throughput are typically hard set limits on the virtual appliances. Sizing is very important, however, due to the flexibility of the virtual platform, these values can be field upgraded with any license upgrade to a higher performant appliance. This flexibility is one of the additional benefits of using a virtual offering from Kemp, especially if you're expecting some form of exponential growth across the pools of applications and users accessing them. This capability also prevents having to over provision in the early stages of a long term project, as it will allow for scaling over time. Kemp load balancers include a standard set of rich features and support that can be further enhanced with advanced support subscriptions. These enable additional support services along with extended management capabilities and cybersecurity functionality. Choose Standard for 10 by 5 support. Enterprise provides 24/7 support, Edge Security Pack, Kemp 360 Central, and Kemp 360 Vision. Enterprise Plus support includes all enterprise support features, as well as web application firewall and global server load balancing. In this section, we will cover how to size Kemp solutions. Kemp has various sizing guides available on our website, which focuses on applications such as IIS, Exchange, SharePoint, and others. Sizing takes into consideration various characteristics such as application bandwidth, SSL offloading, and re-encryption, busy period indicators, and other security vectors such as WAF and ESP being required. Sizing Kemp solutions can be sometimes complex when multiple applications across multiple sites are a consideration. This is why Kemp has taken the initiative to provide sizing and guidance when it comes to product selection. Kemp offers a range of application delivery controllers available in the form of a hardware appliance, a virtual machine, a cloud instance, or a bare metal operating system. The tools shown in this slide are designed to provide general guidance during the process of evaluating a LoadMaster product. Deployment guides and many other useful resources can be found in our resources library on our website. For in-house evaluation or development and test purposes, Kemp offers free-to-try virtual load masters and fully supported evaluation units. Please see our website and additional tools and guidance on sizing at www.kemp.ax/docs. When it comes to making educated decisions around sizing, SSL transactions per second play a vital role in choosing the correct solution. If SSL offloading is used, then one SSL transaction per second per client connection is consumed. If re-encryption is used, then two SSL transactions per second are consumed at the start of a session. It is recommended to check bandwidth requirements using existing analytics to identify network speeds, application bandwidth utilization, and other factors that may impact performance. When considering additional throughput, bonding may be required to provide additional bandwidth across multiple network interfaces. Bonding can be created in various ways, including active-passive configurations, as well as active-active configurations to allow for higher potential throughput. If SSL offloading is used, additional insight into the traffic can be achieved, and features such as web application firewall and content switching can be configured to enhance the configuration. Note, when using web application firewall, additional resources are consumed per WAF-enabled virtual service. For example, 500 megabits per second of RAM is the minimum requirement per WAF-enabled virtual service.
Sí, lo que pasa es que no tiene espacio para meterle otra IO.
In this short
Entonces hay que
section,
borrar una
we
para
will
meter
look at
otra.
some additional questions to ask
Vale,
potential
perfecto.
customers in order to consolidate
Hablamos.
the use case and confirm the fit for purpose needs. Further qualification
A ver,
regarding
José, suelta.
sizing and selection of support subscriptions will determine the features. If multi-site resilience is required, a geo or global server load balancing subscription may be needed to achieve the correct configuration. If there are two or more sites running applications and resiliency is required, then all units expecting to run the geo configuration must have the Enterprise Plus subscription. If high availability is required, two or more units of the same specification can be configured to provide active passive redundancy between two
Voy a
devices.
intentar entrar en el
If a larger scale requirement is needed, clustering can be configured to combine the resources of between 4 and 16 devices of the same specification. Service level agreements and RMAs depend upon which support subscription is selected. Essentially, all products have the capability to take advantage of standard Enterprise or Enterprise Plus subscriptions. In addition, standard subscription provides a 10 by 5 support offering, whereas a 24 by 7 support offering is available at the Enterprise or Enterprise Plus subscription level. When it comes to the growth and life cycle of the solution, it is worth making sure that the solution will ultimately provide a
Yo creo que
scope
si
for
desde el
growth
1
over the typical 3
llego
to 5 year period.
a 31.
Scalability can be achieved by adding more nodes in a hardware and software solution or uplifting licenses to a higher level if using the virtual platform.
No, el
Other key
cumple.
areas to explore
Vale.
include a choice
Yo
of
desde el primer
OPEX or
suite me estoy
CAPEX
llegando
models
al.
to allow for
Yo me
flexibility
imagino
if
que
the
es
use
el
case may require a monthly bill, for example, instead of a significant upfront cost. There may also be a need for additional monitoring and management requirements, which is where Chem 360 Central and Vision will come into play.
No,
All in all,
bueno,
there are many ways of enhancing the potential solution to encompass various angles of the Kemp portfolio.
nosotros tenemos un 01, pero es que hay otro 01.
When it comes to licensing,
Sí.
Kemp gives you the most flexible options to meet your business requirements with the best price for performance offerings. Metered licensing and our per app consumption option is our industry breakthrough model which eliminates over and under provisioning. Metered licensing is designed to align load balancer spending with your application
No, no,
usage
no.
and offers infinite scalability.
Primero averiguar
Kemp offers the
y no te
flexibility to
compro
license as perpetual, subscription, or metered.
y
You
luego
can buy
junto
per
con
instance or per app. If you know your long term requirements and you are used to procuring hardware or virtual instances, then perpetual is for you. If you are embracing agile application delivery, metered or pooled licensing might be better to ensure you are not overpaying, as well as being able to over provision for higher or more scalable performance when periodically required.
toca ir y sin cobrar.
This is the end of Module 1. Now you can move on to Technical Training Module 2.
Yo no sé dónde cuelgan estos switches. ¿Y tú viste dónde estaban los routers? Hay que ver qué equipo está ahí conectado contra ese router. Vale, a ver. Déjame ver si puedo. ¿Dónde estoy? ¿Qué estoy haciendo? Uy, ahora ¿dónde está esto? ¿Dónde está lo que yo estaba haciendo? ¿Dónde está lo que...? Solo para mirar. Coño, ¿dónde está lo que estaba haciendo, Diosito? ¿Dónde está lo que yo estaba haciendo aquí? Aquí. Ya esto se acabó. Vamos a